exaltations are due to Allah alone, and may His peace and blessings be upon our last Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and those that follows him until the last day. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I would like to use this opportunity to welcome everyone for joining us in our today's program. And Alhamdulillah, in our midst, we have a veteran and a renowned scholar and a media coach in person of Dr. Idris Hamza Yana. I think most of us that use or that are online, they know who is Dr. Idris Hamza Yana. So virtually, he doesn't need any even formal introduction. But prior to that, I would like to appreciate Dr. Idris for accepting to deliver a talk for our baby non-governmental organization. This organization, actually, it was founded this year, and it is a non-profit and non-governmental organization, as I mentioned earlier, and it is established with the mandate of promoting and propagating the noble Islamic values among people, as well as providing assistance to the needy and the less privileged persons. Irrespective of their faith, I must confess to this, whether they are Muslims or non-Muslims, once they are in need, the organization will render it assistance. And briefly, let me say the patrons of these great organizations includes Professor Salisu Shehu, Professor Mansour Sokoto, Dr. Abubakar Sani Birnin Kudu, and Professor Babangida of Bayero University, Kano. So let me use this opportunity to introduce our guest speaker for today in person of Dr. Idris Hamza Yana. Dr. Yana was born in Yana, which serves as the administrative center of Shira local government in Bauchi State. His educational journey commenced at Model Primary School Yana, followed by Government Science Secondary School Misau and Government College Azari. He later obtained his BSc and master's degree with the prestigious Bayero University, Kano, where he studied English language and literature, as well as English and literary studies, respectively. Permit me, or forgive me if I'm wrong. Further, in a recent milestone achievement, Dr. Idris Yana concluded his doctoral studies at the prestigious University of Exeter in England. His research focused on exploring the intricate dynamics of women and the gendering of space within the narratives of post-colonial Kenya. Prior to joining Sulalamido University, Kafin Hausa, Dr. Yana worked as a media producer at Radio Nigeria's Global FM, Bauchi. And later he joined Kafin Hausa University, or Sulalamido University, and assumed the role of a lecturer within the Department of Languages. Dr. Yana served at various capacities at the Sulalamido University, which includes the head of department unit, faculty examination officer, deputy dean student affairs, and additionally, he was a facilitator for the prestigious British Council's Active Citizen Program. Let me say he has been the facilitator for the prestigious British Council's Active Citizens Program. And due to his fervent advocacy for women's empowerment and development, Dr. Yana established the Ummah Hajjah Foundation, a non-governmental organization with a clear mission to enhance the living conditions of women and vulnerable individuals across society. Further, Dr. Yana is a public commentator and a supporter of youth inclusiveness, and his unwavering commitment to the advancement of youth manifests in his influential role as one of the esteemed Arewa social media influencers and actively mobilizing and inspiring young people to pursue education and vocational skills, thereby fostering their independence and productivity. Dr. Yana has made significant contributions by organizing and facilitating numerous online events centered around these transformative objectives. And Alhamdulillah, he is joyfully married to Hafsat Ado Ahmad, and their union has been blessed with three children named Abdullah, Aisha, and Fatima. With this, on behalf of the Ummah and Humanitarian Services, I warmly welcome Dr. Yana and I wish him a successful deliberation. Dr. Yana, inshallah, you can proceed. You're highly welcome.
Thank you very much, Doctor. And yeah, this is just a formality. I'm just Idris Yana, and that's it. I like talking and I like asking people to do better with their lives. So that's just me. So inshallah, we are going to talk about social media management, uh, which has been a trending topic about 3 or 4 weeks ago when I made a post when I said I am earning more than half of my salary using social media, just scrolling social media posts and doing some tricks. And then people thought, wow, he's making money. Show us how. Interestingly, many people followed me to my inbox and asked me, how can I make money using social media the way I do? I say, I would tell you. So when the number of inquiries became overwhelming, okay, let me organize a training on what social media is and what social media management is. So I made a post on a Friday night and I said I was going to uh, organize social media management training. I created a WhatsApp post and I said whoever is interested can join the group. And in less than 2 hours, the group was full. So I had 1,000, over 1,000, I think 25 or 250 people in less than 2 hours. People joined. This is how desperate people are to earn money on social media. So I had to create a WhatsApp channel. So I moved this same audience even more to WhatsApp channel. So imagine you join a group, you were told this group is full, we are going to close it, join another group, and you go there. This shows you the level of interest that people have in earning money using social media. So I did the training, of course, which is basic. And I think if I said I was going to make a presentation just like the way I did the other time, it's going to be basic training. But I felt I should introduce people to the realities of social media and how you can make money on social media. So when I say I make money, yes, I make money managing social media and I make money in 6 digits. That's somewhere above 100,000 every month. I'm not pretending, and it's reality, but it's not as easy as it sounds. So we need to go through the rubrics of how you can make money on social media. Of course, You scroll, post, you do some tricks, like I said, and you make money. But it requires many things. So one of the things I want to start with, thank you, welcome, Mariam. One of the things that is very important is the networking strategy that you build as a social media user. I want to give you some instances up to the level or up to the stage where I started managing. Is my network not stable?
No, it's stable. We can hear
Okay,
you.
I saw a message saying check your network. Okay, maybe you are responding to somebody, right?
Yes.
Okay. So establish or understanding media strategy in establishing relationship is very key, and it's going to be the next topic that we are going to do advanced training on, because the people you interact with have a greater role to play in making who you are on social media. Example, if somebody sends you friend request, based on the mutual friends you have, you should be able to determine this person is going to be a productive acquaintance or not. So these are some of the strategies that we are going to look at. And social media, apart from the money you can make, social capital. You can meet people, and these people can be influential in your life. I will give you 3 instances of how people I met on social media has changed my life. Number one, my wife. I met my wife, or we built our relationship up to the level on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger. So the level of familiarization, understanding, and love, and building relationship, and even leading to the marriage started on social media. And I can proudly say, yes, happily married now. So this alone, I think, if I left social media, I think this is the greatest achievement. Second, Malabulai, when he was introducing me, he said I worked with Radio Nigeria, and I did work with Radio Nigeria as better Nigeria. And how did I get the job? A friend I met on Facebook, we got to talking, and I told them I'm interested in working in the media. And somehow they got me the job. And up till today, I've never met that person in person. We have been communicating, we have phone numbers, we are family friends, but I've never met that person face to face. The job. There is another renowned journalist who worked with Voice of America and whom I met on social media. And that person dashed me my first laptop, and I used that laptop to apply for in my life. So these are 3 instances of how the people you meet on social media can make positive impact. So apart from the money you can make people who know people who can have a positive impact. So choosing the people you make sure you interact people who are influential, because the mistake people make is they come to social media to make fun, and it is totally fine to do that. Having spent the whole day working, if you are doing, there's nothing wrong if you come to spend 1 hour just while away time, refresh your mind before you go to sleep. It's totally fine. But if you frequent social media like I do, if you spend more than 3-4 hours a day using social media, it's better to make a product socialize in court. So the people you meet have your life, and the people you are meeting on social media are very, very important in your life. So this is important. In fact, even the job I'm doing, I was recommended by somebody I met on social media and I haven't met that person. This takes us to the issue of how you present yourself on social media. So you have to identify your niche. What is it that you are, you can make contribution using social media? When you capitalize on that, then you start building your social capital. And by social capital, I mean you start building followers. People follow you, and whenever a topic that build your niche about, your name comes up, and then people will now say, okay, if you go to that person, he can help with that, or he can make positive or whatever impact on that topic. So identifying what you are good at and capitalizing on that is also very important as far as building a social capital is. So basically, you can use social media to build connection that can lead you to getting not just money, but even people who can get you much more money that you would have gotten managing social media. So managing social media is just one way of making money. But since that is, I think, where the major concern is. So I will take you through some of the rubrics of social media management. Why? Because I always say it, there are many people who want their social media pages to be managed. But they too don't know that. They too don't realize that they are not supposed to be managing their social media handles by themselves. Somebody needs to do it for them, but they don't. So if you understand that, you can help them and you can help yourself. So for example, if a politician with a large, for example, let's say a member house of representative of your locality, naturally will have large followership of people. In many instances, you see that that person usually they only post their picture attending something or picture when they distribute something. But even that post, there are specific times and things that you can do to attract more attention and more audience. So if you have the knowledge of social media management, you can write a proposal to the member or an agency or organization and tell them, look, guys, you don't have the reach that you are supposed to have. I can build your reach in so time so that you can decide the people you want to see your post, and I will do that for you, and I can do that at a particular time, and and even the demography of the people. So particular people of particular age bracket, they can see your post at so time, and then the engagement will be naturally higher. So this is also another way of doing social media management. But how do you do that? Before you do that, social media management is one of the things that require high level of discipline and commitment. I want to give you an example. The social media management work I do a week, and each meeting lasts at least 1 hour. And I spend about 2 hours a day trying to get the right media, work on it, customize it, and then schedule posts. So it's not as easy as it sounds. So you have to, for organization, for editing, and other stuffs. So it requires time and commitment. I have worked with younger people. I have worked with 3 people now, and 2 have run away. I only have 1 person now. Why? Because the work is so demanding. So it's not as easy as it sounds, but it's rewarding. If you can get 100,000 in a month, I think it's worth dedicating your time, especially in the current socio-economic dispensation we have found ourselves. So when we say social media management, what do we mean by social media management? Social media management, in a nutshell, is the process of scheduling, creating, first scheduling, and publishing content on social media platform with the goal of achieving specific objectives. This can be business objectives, they can be political objectives, they can be humanitarian objectives. So whatever objective the person has, you create content, you schedule the content, and the content is published to serve that objective. It involves developing social media strategy, which is very important, and it is part of what I have spoken about, creating engaging content, analyzing social media analytics, and also managing social media community. So these are key issues as far as social media management is concerned. One, you have to develop the media strategy, like I started saying, what category of audience you have, what are the times that they are likely going to be, and what kind of post you are posting at what particular time. So it's very important, and also creating an engaging content. And I want to take you back to the post that resulted in me indulging in social media management training. What I said was simple. I said, when I realized, I'm not quoting myself, but I said something similar to that. I said, when I realized I cannot do away, or I cannot run away from social media, or I cannot stop social media, I decided to start making money out of it. So currently I'm earning up to half of my salary using social media, just by scrolling some posts and doing some tricks. I do social media management. You too can do it, something like that. Now, saying that I scroll posts and I do some tricks and I earn up to half of my salary, and me being a university lecturer, people think I'm earning thousands of money. So people think, wow, this is huge. Let me also learn how to do it. So you see, the way I create the post is what attracted people to be interested, and that is how everything has started. So engaging content is very important. Then analyzing social media analytics is also key, because you need to understand how you are doing in terms of the content you are posting. Uh, to analyze whether your content is getting the required engagement is supposed to have or not. If it is not, then you have to re-strategize and get a better content. So this is also important. And also managing social media communities. There are some people on social media that you can see people are praising, saying that they always find time to respond to people. This is very important in managing community. If you make a post or if you publish a post, you are supposed to come back and see what is happening. Some posts can create controversial issues. So you need to come back and do what is called crisis. Social media community is very important. So generally, social media management is a very important part of any digital marketing strategy, as it allows business to connect with what? With target audience and build a stronger relationship with them. So social media can make your business or mar it. It depends on how you do it. So getting the best social media manager is very important, and I can tell you, we need much more social media managers, because many people, like I said, are not supposed to be managing their social media. Contract it to people who specialize to do it. So some key tasks, if you are a social media manager, there are some tasks that you have to do. So one of these tasks is developing the social media strategy, like I said, which involves defining the business goals of the person whose social media account you are handling, identifying the target audience, and choosing the right social media platform. So the content you are going to produce also determines the social media management, the social media platform that you are going to use. So, for example, if you are going to sell food or maybe fashion design or beauty products, uh, Instagram and TikTok are the best places for you. Why? Because it requires visual. So people are more interested in seeing your product and the effect that this product have on other people than just reading about it. But if you are, for example, trying to sell an idea or push an idea, so maybe Twitter or Facebook will be the better platform for you to get. So identifying social media platform is also important, and also when it comes to scheduling, like I said, you must be and committed, because and thankfully there are apps now that can enable you to schedule as many as 1 month posts. So if you have content to post for a whole month, you can schedule them, go to sleep, and when it is time, it automatically publishes what they call uh, autopilot. So you put your post on autopilot, and if it is something that will get you money, you are sleeping and you are getting. So that is one, as far as the tax are concerned. So generally, effective social management, media management, takes time and effort, but it can be a very, especially for businesses of all sizes. And of course, even for you, understanding these things are very important in building your own community. The recognition that you deserve, and then you start to get referrals. And research has shown that a majority of people who get jobs now get the job through referrals, not just through application. So it's better to do that. So uh, key requirement for successful social media management, I will go through them in summary, because we might need to have time for question and answers. So first is strategy and goals. So you need to define the strategies and the goals you want to achieve. So if, for example, you are running a business, you want to reach a particular audience, you need to identify how many audience do I need to reach in so time. And this is the same strategy that you can use if you are writing a proposal, a social media management proposal to somebody. Okay, guys, you have a page. Maybe, for example, Eddie Aaron is a fashion designer. She sells maybe clothes, and the demography of her customers is around Duse, for example, and she wants to expand to reach Azare, maybe some parts of Hadeja, identify a particular geographical axis and say, okay, I want to reach this audience. So you can go to Eddie and say, okay, Eddie, most of your customers are in Duse, but I want you, or I want to use your social media handle to get you customers from Azare, Hadeja, Ningi, Brunung Kudu, Kachako, and this axis. And we can do that by getting to them. So all you need to do is do a sponsored post, uh, create the time, identify the audience, the people who are likely to buy the product that Eddie is saying and is selling, and then create posts at a particular time. What is the best time? Maybe between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. People are more are engaged in their phones, checking social media, then you can just post. You can just post, and then they see the ad, and then they become interested, and before you know it, it starts getting customers ordering online. So you need to understand how this works, and then you need to put it in your proposal. Or if it is your business, then you need to expand your business using this. So identifying or clear uh, goals and strategy is very important. And then, of course, the target audience. Who are the people that you are targeting? And also, content creation is very important, especially if you are creating not not necessarily video, but if you are creating video or visual content, then there are some apps that you go there. If you have a video, there are some apps that you can go, like everybody knows CapCut now. So you can go to CapCut, you can edit your video, and then when you're about to save, it can tell you, is it for Facebook or is it for Instagram? If it is Instagram, is it for post or for reels? So it gives you the option, and then you go and post there. So when you download that format, so when you post that content, because you are using the right format, the algorithm naturally attracts people to you. So that also is very important. And like writing, you have to be highly creative, which is the second training we did about social media management, writing content, because it's as good as managing. Because if you don't have good content, you end up producing something that attract people attention, and then at the end of the day, you lose the audience that you are supposed to have. So content creation is also a content calendar. Like I said, you can schedule as long as 1 month. So you need to know what you want to do. So for example, now we are approaching December, okay? And there will be so many festivities and so many celebrations and so many events, weddings and whatever. So if, for example, you sell babariga or jumper or whatever, this is the best time to start advertising your clothing. You get a very, you can pay a model to wear the clothes to see how they appear, and then you start targeting younger people, let's say between 1920 up to around 35 years. They are the people who are likely to wear new clothes when attending weddings. Maybe for non-Muslims, Christmas is around the corner. People want to buy things, even stuff, because people would naturally need food. So, or if you are in catering services, this is the best time to advertise your services, because people would need you to provide food during their event. This is also very important to put in your calendar. What is happening in which time? What are we supposed to advertise during that time to attract people? This is uh, equally important. And of course, uh, example now, if you make a post about something important and you share link, something, why people, why the post doesn't get the required. So for example, somebody will just go, will make a post with maybe just a picture and something that doesn't necessarily make sense, but excuse me, you see it attracts attention. Now this is a matter of algorithm. When you share a post, share a link in that post, what is happening is the social media company will read the post, and when they read the post and see the company, which is likely going to be their rival, they will reduce the reach. So for example, this program we are doing now, I shared the post, and Dr. Abdullah has also shared the announcement. When he was sharing the announcement, he shared it with the link to this meeting. And this link, Google, Facebook, are not family. So if it were any meta company like Instagram or WhatsApp or Thread, they wouldn't have reduced the reach. But because Google is a rival company, to post. When I made my post, Dr. Abdullahi, I posted the link in the comment section, not on the post. So that has increased the reach because I have hidden the link. And also picture also helps to get you reach. So these are the things that you need to analyze. So when you are not getting the reach that you are supposed to get, when you are not getting the engagement that you are supposed to get, you are supposed to ask yourself, what is wrong? Is it the content I'm producing that is not good enough? Or is this some technical link on the post? And sometimes when you share a post with a picture, it's likely to get more audience or to get you more attention than when you just write, especially on Facebook. And on Instagram, if you publish a reel, it's more likely to get you more audience than when you post, when you make a post or when you make a story. So these are some of the algorithms that you need to step back and analyze. So what is wrong? What did I, the engagement that I'm supposed to get? So when you do that, step back and then you restart strategize. You need to so many things. So there is the issue of social listening and crisis management. They go hand in hand. So always pay attention to what you post. Sometimes I remember we made a post of a lady who we don't know who she was. Just one of our staff found the video interesting. And lo and behold, that lady, because she had a history on something else, and now she's trying, people who knew her with that history came and bombarded our page. And before you know it, we were counting thousands of comments on that single post. So you need to do what is called crisis management. You either decide, okay, do I need to delete this post or do I need to believe it gets you the engagement and many people will start following your page. So this is another strategy, but you have to look at the reputation of your post. So social listening, which is always going back to the post you made and try to see how it is doing, and crisis management are very important. And of course, there is, I have said, you can pay, so you can pay, and the social media allow you to select the time, the location, and the audience that you want the post to reach. And this is also another thing you can do. And of course, there is the issue of trend awareness. So you need to know what is happening when. So for example, if you are a content creator, yesterday there was a topic, a very interesting topic, or at least two topics. But I think the most interesting and the one that got the most attention was the Kano Election Tribunal, no, the Election Tribunal case, Abba versus Gauna. So if this up is a developing story. I don't know how many of you know Abba Hikima. Abba Hikima made a post because he was like making a live feed on what is happening during the judgment. And I saw one post he made. In 15 minutes, that post was shared over 400 times and it got over 9,000 reactions in 15 minutes. Try to identify the trend and always keep to tabs with what is happening and tailor your post to that, and you will always get people engaged. Sometimes you will even get people coming to our inbox asking you, what is your opinion on this topic? Please, we need. Keeping to trends is also important, and of course the issue is important. People's post, please make sure you acknowledge that it's not yours and you acknowledge the source. Many people acknowledge, but they acknowledge it wrongly, and if somebody sues you, he can get a lot of money from you. For example, if you copy somebody's post verbatim and you paste it in your own timeline and you post it, make sure you put it in quotation and at the end you write their name. So some people just uh, copy the post, paste it, and just write the name of the author or say CC so person and just post it. This is not proper. Academics among us will know that. So it's not a proper acknowledgement of source. And it's very important. And when you are sharing audiovisual content like videos, it's also important to always acknowledge the source. Because if the person reports you, the issue, even if they don't sue you in the court, if they report you to the company, it reduces the number of reach you get. It reduces the number of people that will get to your content. And sometimes you can even be suspended for a while from making posts. So always the ethics of using social media management, which is another topic we will discuss, inshallah, in the future. So there are some tools that you can use. Because we have 1 hour, I can only name the tools. You can go and get these tools and you can start playing around. And some of them are really user friendly, so you can be able to identify what you can do with them. So, for example, some of the scheduling tools, like the, the the tools that you can use to schedule posts for a very long time, so you don't have to be waiting at 2 a.m. to make a post. You can schedule a post for next Monday at 2 a.m. and you go to sleep, and when it is time, it naturally posts. So there are apps like Buffer, website like Hootsuite, like Sprout is Buffer. Hootsuite is Hootsuite. Then Sprout, Sprout social. Then there's Social Pilot and there's Crowdfire. And there are so many of them that you can use. Some of these you can schedule Instagram posts. Some of them you can schedule uh, tweets. Some of them Facebook, and some of them you can even cross post. So you can schedule posts for Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok on one platform. But in some of these platforms, you have to pay before you can do that. But it is worth it if you can make money out of it. So, and also, interestingly, what I realize some people don't realize is that most of these social media platforms system. So, for example, on Facebook, if you have a page or a group, you have an option to schedule a post. The same thing with Instagram, you can schedule a post, select a time. The only thing is it doesn't give you room to schedule many, but I think you can schedule up to 5, and this is also good. So apart from these tools and websites and apps, you can as well build scheduling system in each of these social media platforms. For the editing of video, especially video and picture, there are apps like CapCut. Everybody knows CapCut. I don't believe there is nobody who doesn't know CapCut. CapCut is CapCut. CapCut. Then there's Canva. Canva is for all these flyers, you can make flyers and things like that with Canva, even the basic Canva. So Canva is CANVA. Then there is Adobe Creative Express, which is for mostly professionals. There is Snapseed, there is InShot. Snapseed is SANPSEED. InShot is INSHOT. All these are apps you can download from iOS or from Google Play and Google Store. I mean, and you can use them to edit pictures and videos before you post them on social media. And believe me, but you can play around and you can learn a lot from it. So this is also important. Then there are some social media advertising tools like Facebook Ads Manager, Instagram Ads Manager, Twitter Ads Manager, and LinkedIn Ads Manager. This ad manager you have to pay to schedule. So they are the ones I was saying. If you approach maybe a politician and tell them you can get to the people in his constituency. So for example, if a member is representing Azare Madangala in Bochester House of Assembly, you can go to them and tell him, I will get the people, the young people between the ages of 18 and 35 to read anything you do on Facebook p.m. and 9 p.m. every Monday for the next 1 month, and everybody will see what you are doing. So you use Facebook Ads Manager, you pay some money, and they give you the option. You select the kind of audience, their demography, their geographical location, and everything, and boom, when you post, they read and they see everything. So Ads Manager, they are for paid posts. Then there are some tools that you can use for collaboration, especially when you have team, because a good social media manager must have somebody who does video editing for you, somebody who does flyers for you, somebody who keep to tabs with the trend, what is happening, and they feed you with what to do. So if you have a team, there are some apps that you can use and platforms like Slack, Trello, Asana, and Microsoft Teams. And of course, the Google Meet we are using, you can explore these and exploit them to have a very good teamwork and team platform that you can organize things. For writing, because like I said, writing is as important as the social media strategy. So when social media, you must use the language and tone of your target audience. That is why when Dr. Abdullah asked me, I'm going to make the presentation, I asked him, is it in English or in Hausa? Because there are some things, there are some audience that require you to make presentation in Hausa, while others require you to make presentation in English. So the same thing with posting, and so language, but of writing. So always when you are writing, try to understand the contextual nuances of what and write about it. It's also important. So for example, if, for example, you write something about maybe US, you don't expect people who are following you in Nigeria to really. For example, yesterday, like I said, you made a post about Kano election petition tribunal or whatever. Definitely, people who are going to read your post are already aware of what is happening, so the interest is already there. And please pay attention to grammar, and this has nothing to do with bias. I'm not English teacher, I'm a literature teacher. I teach literature, not English language. So I grammar in whatever you, because it says what you are, what you are posting. So people tend to take you seriously when you have an excellent way of writing, and people will not take you seriously if you write anyhow. So it's also important. And also try to be simple when you are writing, and please adopt a style. social media influencers, as they are called, you can realize that they have their action. Some have a longer way, some are shorter way, some use storytelling, some use bring anecdotes and so many things. So one will make your post to captivate your audience, try to understand it. And one of the ways to do that, you reading other people and studying them, and by studying them, trying to understand what tricks they use. Please try to know that you don't build audience overnight. Most of the people that you think media or have large followership, they will tell you they started social media way. It's not something that happens over time, but with consistency, you can get there. So also know the stories that interest people and be consistent. Like I said, whatever you post about, make sure that you are consistent and it is something that you are knowledgeable of. So don't just post because people are posting. Always do some research while making the post. And of course, use image. You can use image where you are supposed to use video. You can use video, and where you are supposed to write short posts, where you are supposed to write longer posts, you write longer posts. So in a nutshell, this is what I intended to speak about. But as you can see, and you will agree with me, it's like basic to social media management, how you can earn money on social media management. We are trying to develop more trainings on each and every aspect I have mentioned here, so that we can do an advanced training and make it available for people. Because when you say somebody should use Buffer, for example, or Hootsuite or Sprout Social, or come back and show them practically how to use this thing. And so all of this require time. So we will be doing that, and inshallah, if you keep tabs with us on the social media platforms, especially,
I think maybe Dr. Yana has a network glitch. Maybe can you kindly rejoin again? I think he has lost his network, I think. Let's wait for a while. So Dr. Yana has just called me that he actually lost his connection and is trying to join again, inshallah. In a nutshell, before he joined, we most sincerely appreciate him, and throughout the deliberations, he has stressed the need for the youth to engage positively on the social media, particularly earning a living through them instead of wasting or squandering the resources and their time. So I think we have gotten his Dr. Yana back. We can proceed.
All right. So basically, I think that what I was saying is, if you can just search for my channel, WhatsApp channel. Whenever we have advanced training, I will share it. Most likely this Monday we might have advanced training on social media strategy. That's how to connect with people, how to build your own with us. We will share it there, and then you can benefit from it. But I think for now, because of time, I have another meeting. We can quickly run through the questions if there are some questions, so we can answer the questions. Or if yes, Dr. Abla, you want to say. Thank you
So
very
thank
much for listening.
you, most welcome, Dr. Yana. At this juncture, I most sincerely appreciate you for successfully delivering a talk on this topic, earning a living using social media platform. And I most appreciate everyone for joining us. And in a nutshell, Dr. Yana has mentioned salient points regarding managing social media and earning a living through that. One of them, he made mention of identifying a social media platforms, appropriate social media, which you can sell out, which you can earn a living through that. That's number one point. The second is refining the content. You need to refine what you are going to write, tailor it to suit the appropriate audience or the target audience. And number three, using appropriate apps to sell out your content. And he advised that we should be consistent and knowledgeable about what we are posting on the social media. All this is in tandem with our objectives for the humanitarian services. We have a directorate for that, skills acquisition and societal reorientation. So on this note, I most appreciate you all, and we will open the session for question and answer. So if you have any question or observation or comment, don't hesitate to raise up your hand or write through the chat box. I have seen Abdul Hadi Musa Yaqub raising his hand. You can kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam.
We really thank Doctor for this kind gesture, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless him for this wonderful program. My question here is that I just want Doctor, if he's available, to shed more light on the online job writings that are there on the internet, which I see it beneficial, but we don't know how to do it for now since we are student in it. So I don't know whether the doctor has time to shed more light on it. Thank you so much, and I hope doctor will go back his one safely. Thank you so much.
So over to you, Dr. Yana.
All right, thank you, Mala Abdulhadi. Interestingly, after our basic training, the subsequent training we did was on writing, social media writing. And I invited one of our finest journalists who works with Deutsche Welle, Ahmed Salisu, and he was the one who made the presentation about social media writing. and it is there on my YouTube channel. Again, Idris Yana. If you search for the YouTube channel, you can access the video in which Ahmed Salisu has touched about writing on social media. So what are the strategies? I don't share the link here in the group. Am I allowed to do that?
Yes, inshallah.
No, not you. I'm asking the the
You can go
organizer.
ahead, Doctor.
Okay. So this is the link to my YouTube, and both the basic training and the training on strategies about writing, they are there, so you can go there and watch them, inshallah.
Okay, sir.
And,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
and
Okay, sir.
perhaps
Thank
the audience will like to have you typed the apps you made mention. Maybe I had Canva, CapCut, and others through the chat box. Perhaps if you can help.
Yes.
And secondly, I have seen Dr. Nafiu Abubakar raising his hand. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Fago,
Alaikum
Dr.
salam.
Yana. It's not a question. I'm just very conscious of time. Doctor is having another presentation somewhere else. So if we can limit the number of questions, there will be other engagement, inshallah ta'ala, and there will be other time. I think that will be brilliant. But just a last comment from myself. This is indeed a very rich deliberation. I expect nothing less, Dr. Yana. And inshallah, we look forward to future collaboration. And wallahi jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam wa
Thank you very
rahmatullahi wa
much.
barakatuh. Jazakallah khair. So I think
Thank you so much, Doctor.
thank you so much. If we can have the last maybe comment or question. Dr. Kabir, do you have anything to say?
Okay, is it from my end?
No, I'm just asking
Okay.
Dr. Kabir.
Alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Yeah, Sheikh, mine is just an appreciation, and we really thank a brother for having his time out of his tight schedule to give us this interesting and very, very important talk. And I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should reward him in abundance. Thank you very much. Jazakallahu khair.
Jazakumullahu khair. So I think at this juncture, I must sincerely appreciate Dr. Yana for the deliberation and responding to questions. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward him with Jannatul Firdaus. And inshallah, this is just the beginning. We have many, many webinars like that. Inshallah, we look forward collaborating with you in the future. So maybe your final word, Dr. Yana?
Well, my final word is that most of the things you can read or we can say might sound easier than they are in reality. But the truth is, whatever you put into, and especially if you can get some material reward from it, I think it's worth it. What I realize based on experience is that many people, when they hear making money out of social media, they rush thinking that it is as easy as it sounds. But times I will feel like, oh, let me just stop. I don't want to do this thing anymore. But then, of course, you are making money out of it, and you need that money. And of course, you are making social capital. So you have to continue, but it's not easy. But life is it. So you can continue. Don't give up. If you are really interested, I promise you, if you can invest 1 year learning about the rubrics of this social media management, you can become a social media manager, and the rest will be, will inshallah, the rest will be history. So that's my final word. It's not easy, but it's doable.
Jazakallah khair, and thank you everyone for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the future, inshallah, when we host another program. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.